But first, we want to take a live look outside on your Tuesday morning. On the left, we have a look at the back bowls of Vail, where the high country is getting a few inches of snow and residents are waking up to some strong wind gusts. We also have a live look over the metro area. Right now, it's calm, but we are expecting a round of thunderstorms here and out in the front range.
Yeah, with weather being the top story of the day, we do have team coverage this morning. We have our man in the mountains, Matt Renew, who is live at the Eisenhower Johnson tunnels this morning. But first, we want to head over to senior meteorologist Chris Bianchi to see when we could start to see those thunderstorms roll into the metro area today, Chris.
Yeah, Jordan, most likely after about 1, 2 o'clock or so. Not everybody will see that clap of thunder, but you will certainly notice that wind come mid to late this afternoon. Meantime, here in the mountains, that's where we're seeing that snow right now. We'll check in with Matt there at the tunnels in just a second. Here in Denver, as we just talked about, we're on the calm side. For now, that'll change later today as a cold front moves through. Radar, pretty busy for us here in the mountains. That snow's really filled in over the last 2 to 4 hours or so here across the high terrain, and that snow will be steady and continue basically all day long there. Temperatures, 30s eastern plains, 20s in the mountains, and today here in Denver, 55 storms after about 1, 2 o'clock or so, and those temperatures will get up into the 50s by early to mid this afternoon. And those overall headlines, we're tracking a couple of waves of snow, perhaps including us here in the Denver area later on this week. But we just talked about the mountains. That's where our man in the mountains is right now. Matt Renew joins us from the Eisenhower Johnson tunnels. Matt, I just saw that Loveland picking up 4 inches of snow overnight. What's that leading to out there on the roads there at the tunnels?
I'll tell you what, Chris, Loveland so far the big winner of the ski areas too with what they're picking up overnight. And on the roads, you're seeing a little bit of that. It's just a light snow right now here at the Eisenhower Johnson tunnels just west of the Continental Divide, but it started coming down several hours ago, has been slow and steady. And that's the name of the game with this particular storm, because it looks like we're in for this for about the next 24 hours. You look out along I-70 here, traffic moving along pretty good here at the high pass, and this is what you're going to see pretty much on all the high passes. So the Eisenhower Johnson tunnels, Bertha Pass, Rabbit Ears Pass, Vail Pass, all going to see this type of weather right now where you got snow, slush, and icy conditions on the road. The lower valleys in the mountains like Silverthorne, Frisco, even the town of Breckenridge, really just sort of wet roads, little bit of snow accumulation off to the side. That's going to change throughout the day as this storm just continues to hit the mountains and that cold weather builds that snow up onto the interstate. You're driving in or out of the mountains, you're going to start running into this right before the tunnel and then start getting out of it just right after the tunnel. All this right as spring break starts winding down in Colorado. A lot of spring breakers now moving out of the state. So a nice midweek bump for the ski areas and a lot of the locals, which is kind of nice to get out of this storm. And 4 inches at Loveland. A lot of the other ski areas like Breckenridge, Copperall going to have 1 or 2 inches out of this. They'll look better in the afternoon. So maybe one of those days where you get a little sick throughout the day, have to leave early and then go hit the mountain. Hit the mountain in the afternoon. Get this. Copper Mountain now, over 300 inches of snow, 308 inches on the season over at Copper Mountain. Breckenridge, 288. A lot of the skiers are going to start winding down, closing up. Keystone closes this weekend on the 6th. A lot of others will follow this month in April. And then you've got Breckenridge, Loveland, and Copper that are staying open till May 11th. And then you've got Breckenridge or Arapahoe Basin that's closing in June. And so shouldn't see a whole lot of traffic problems midweek as spring break starts to wind down. Erica, you're following a lot of this traffic. We'll see in the afternoon if we start to have closures and problems, which we could, but right now not a lot of problems in the mountains along these roads.
That's what we like to hear at this time of the morning, Matt Renew. 5:04. We don't want too many issues for folks that do need to be out on their morning drive. So this is a camera up I-70 right by where Matt was, here right around the Eisenhower Johnson Tunnel area, where we can see not too snow covered out this way, very light volume. Metro, of course, quiet, no snow, clear at I-25 and Evans Avenue. Let's take you over to our map this morning. Big picture, clear across Denver. One crash that should be about clear this morning. I've been watching the CDOT camera in that area, and it actually looked like it was just about to clear in the last few minutes here, but it was working along eastbound I-70 in Idaho Springs area, right around Hidden Valley exit, blocking a couple right lanes. Things did reopen and it looked like only one far right lane remained closed. Denver to Boulder Drive in the green, 16-minute commute is what we're looking at on westbound Highway 36, and no problems for you on I-70 in the metro. Drive between E470 and 76 will only take 13 minutes.
Erica, thank you. Right now, CBI needs your help finding this missing endangered person, 78-year-old Catherine Twig. She was last seen in Lakewood yesterday around 3 o'clock. Officials say she has a health condition that requires medication. She was seen driving a silver 2015 Subaru Forester with a license plate of 629 QTU and may have traveled to Wyoming or Nebraska. If you know anything about where she is, you're asked to call 911 or Lakewood PD. That number is 303-980-7300. It's also listed there at the bottom of your screen.
Developing this morning, Boulder Fire is looking into what caused a structure fire on Pearl Street last night. The first call came in around 8 o'clock last night of a structure fire at the building that houses the restaurant Salt. Officials say the fire was above the restaurant. Everyone inside had to evacuate. Crews were able to get the fire under control. No one was injured. Crews are now looking into what started the fire and where it started.
This morning, the El Paso County Sheriff's Office is investigating a shooting after one of its officers shot and killed a man who they say had a gun. It happened yesterday afternoon in downtown Colorado Springs in the area of South Nevada and Colorado Avenue. Officials say they got reports of a man breaking into cars and threatening someone with a gun. When officers got on scene, the man got out of a car with a gun and the officer fired at least one round, killing him. No one else was hurt. We're working to see if the officer that fired shots is on administrative leave this morning.
This morning, the city of Edgewater has a new police chief. The city announced that they selected Randy McNitt for the role. He has worked for Lakewood Police for the past 27 years, the last 8 years as commander. The city says he's expected to be sworn in April 15th as long as he gets the approval of city council. Melanie Thornton, a police commander with Arvada Police, has been serving as interim chief since Eric Sonstegard stepped down last year. During his time there, the city settled a federal lawsuit brought by a former officer who claimed sex-based discrimination and a hostile work environment. As part of that settlement, the city did not admit any wrongdoing.
This morning, we're learning more people are getting tickets for distracted driving since the state's new hands-free law took effect. CDOT says state troopers have issued 94 citations in the past 3 months. That's more than double the number of distracted driving tickets they gave drivers for all of last year. Jefferson and El Paso are among some of the counties with the highest number of tickets so far. The new hands-free law prohibits you from using any sort of mobile electronic device while driving. Tickets for violating it the first time will cost you $75. If you're caught again, that fine will go up.
Well, this morning, Aurora residents have a little less than 3 weeks to share their input on the city's master transportation plan. They want people to weigh in on a few different scenarios. They include both transportation options and uses of city land to make the city's system safer, more comfortable, and reliable. Officials say that some residents have already spoken, many pushing for more transit-friendly and neighborhood-based options rather than car-centered growth. The city will now host public feedback events throughout April, including a virtual town hall on next Wednesday, April 9th, and an in-person event at the Aurora Municipal Center on April 19th.
Heads up for anyone heading to the airport. Starting today, a major section of the West Economy lot at DIA will be closed for repairs. More than 2,500 spaces will be closed for upgrades, including repaving, new drainage systems, and improved accessibility. About 2,000 spaces on the northern side will remain open, but travelers are encouraged to use alternative lots, including the East Economy lot and shuttle parking at Pikes Peak. The West Economy lot is expected to fully reopen in October.
Well, starting this week, DIA is adding 2 new flight routes under its new airline carrier, Contour Airlines. Contour is going to offer nonstop service to Moab and Vernal, Utah. Officials say that the new flights will boost Denver's connectivity and support tourism in the Rocky Mountain region. Flights to Moab launched today with daily service, while flights to Vernal begin April 2nd, so tomorrow, operating 5 days a week.